My speech will start in one, two, three. In areas prone to disaster, this House believes that states should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation. And yes, the state of the government should focus more on preventing or reducing disaster damage like an earthquake, floods, eruption, or we can say mitigation, instead of moving the people away from the place of areas that are prone to disaster or relocating them. In this way, I believe that not all of the areas in the country I can be used or can be built a new infrastructure for the people that being relocated from the area that prone to a disaster. Relocation is not always effective. Why? Because the governments need a large amount of land, money, and even infrastructure. In many countries, sustainable areas are very limited because therefore improving disaster mitigation is more a realistic solution, and the government can build a stronger infrastructure and a better warning system to protect people from the disaster itself. This way, people can stay in their homes while still being safer, and believe it or not, people have emotional and economic connection to their homes. Force in relocation can disrupt their livelihoods and social life. Here, we're not saying that relocation is bad, but we believe that disaster mitigation is a better long term solution because it allows people to stay safe without losing their homes and communities. Relocation itself can help in some situations, but disaster mitigation is more practical and sustainable for most communities or public. For example, vulnerable people may struggle more during the relocation because they need extra support, resources, and time to adapt. So, here we can say that relocation itself can help in some situation, but disaster mitigation is more practical and more sustainable for most communities. Uh, vulner- Vulnerable groups such as elderly people and children, low income families may struggle during relocation, but uh, they need more support and resources to adapt to a new place. Now, disaster mitigation is a very important because it helps reduce risks before a disaster happen. For example, government can build stronger buildings, improve the drainage system to prevent faults, and create a early warning system. And these action that I said before can save life while allowing communities to continue their daily life safely without worries about any disaster that coming to them. And mitigation is not only a short-term solution, but also a long-term investment for public safety. So, in this motion, we believe that states should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation because relocation requires a very large amount of money, and the government needs to prepare a new housing, transportation, infrastructure, schools, hospital, and many public service for relocated people. And this process is expensive and also take a very long time because in many countries, especially developing countries, government may not have enough budget or land to relocate the large number of people uh, effectively, because this relocation is not always the most realistic solution. On the other side, disaster mitigation can protect existing communities more efficiently instead of moving people away from their homes, and government can improve the safety uh, the safety of those areas. For example, they can build stronger buildings, improve drainage system to reduce faults, and create evacuation routes so the people can be evacuated more faster and more safely and provide early warning system, and this action can help reduce the impact of disaster while allowing people to stay still close to their jobs, school, families, and communication. And in addiction, mitigation is also important for a long-term preparation. And through education, uh, disaster training and a stronger infrastructure, and people become more prepared for the future disaster. Communities will understand what to do during emergency and which and how to reduce their panic, injuries, and even death. So, we also believe that mitigation is more sustainable because it builds resilience in sociality instead of depending on relocation very time a disaster every time the disaster happens, and communities can learn how to adapt and live more safely in prone disaster areas. We're not saying that relocation is always bad in extreme situation. Relocation itself may be necessary, and however, disaster mitigation uh, should still be prioritized because it's more practical, more and it costs efficiency and sustainable for most communities. Therefore, we strongly believe that states should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation. And thank you.